What's up, guys? Nate here with Hood Racing Co. coming at you with the next video on our Mustang restoration series. So if you've been sticking it out this long, you know that in the last video we got all the prep work done in order to get this car painted. So I went through, got everything sanded, got all the molding tape off of stuff, got the whole car taped up, ready to go. So what I did with each door jamb is I mashed off each jamb, the trunk and the doors, and then covered the whole front of the car, including the windshield, with that plastic clear wrap you see here. And then basically just so any overspray that does get into any of the jams, it'll blend with what's there, but it won't leak into the car. So that's the result we're trying to get there. For the paint, we're using this Rust-Oleum 2X Gloss Black. It's good stuff. And then our Spray Max 2K Clear, which is really gonna make this thing shine. So I got a respirator, I got everything ready to go. The car's cleaned off, we blew it off, we wiped it down with a tack cloth. So yeah, I mean, this is it. This is for all the marbles here. This is everything we've been working for. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so we got the first coat on. Man, it's like 2 cans of coat. So good thing I got 6 of each. But I got our first shot of gloss black on here. It's already looking like a whole new car again. You can see we got some zebra striping on the roof. I tried to keep it pretty light and conservative just so we don't have any runs. I want this thing to turn out as good as it possibly can. As you can see, there's still some light spots that we'll have to definitely go over. But as far as a at-home paint job, so far we're looking good. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. So we'll let this dry for a few minutes, probably about 15 minutes or so, and then we'll get into the next coat. Well, there's the paint. So this is the 6th can. I'm losing brain cells in here, but car's painted. It actually looks pretty nice. I think for my first time really spray painting a whole car, I think this actually came out pretty nice. And I know the bodywork isn't absolutely flawless. It's not perfect, right? Also, I got the doors cracked just a little bit. I only have them halfway latched, just so more overspray could get into the jams and whatnot for that nice clean blend. But yeah, again, I know it's not perfect, right? But I mean, for a quick respray, you can see the little dent that's been there. Whatever. I think this came out nice. Okay, so I can see a little bit of zebra striping, but I mean, paint also isn't dry yet, so who knows? But what are you gonna do, right? I think for how we're doing this and what we got into it, I think we got a pretty good idea of what to expect. Yeah, I like that. So, there's like 3 coats of the gloss black here, so I'm gonna let this dry for a bit and see about spraying clear. All right. First coat of clear is down. Y'all are gonna have to deal with me in this mask because that clear coat's pretty nasty. But yeah, just did a really light, like feathering coat of clear. I managed to do the whole car with 1 can, just to establish some level of tackiness here. So the next coat is definitely gonna be heavier for sure. Probably have to do like 2 cans, split it between each half of the car. But she's getting there. It don't look too bad. All right, so we got our second coat of clear on here. As you can see, it's starting to get more of that wet, like glossy clear look. It's a little fumey in here, so I know it's kind of hard to see. Now this side especially, you can see it. So definitely when going heavier on the clear the second time around, there's definitely the move. You can see we still got some zebra stripes in the clear. So even heavier is going to be the name of this game on the 3rd round here. But after we get this 3rd coat sprayed, that'll be it. We're done. Now, I do see there's a big run on the quarter we'll have to address. And at one point, the can started splattering. So we'll have to wet sand that and buff that. But other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. Yeah, I dig it. All right, so that's 3 coats down. I got half a can of black and 1 can of clear left. Dang. Dang. Man. I know it's still wet, but like, wow. Wow, that looks so good. I think for my first time respraying the whole car, this is good. This is real good. So I gotta watch my feet here. Wow. Man, this is gonna be so dope. So, the plan is, now that everything's painted and cleared, we're gonna let this dry. I'll probably pop my head in here tomorrow and see how it's feeling. If it's still like dry or not, or if it's wet or not. It shouldn't be, but in the event that it is, I'll just keep letting it cure. I do have some problem areas. So you can see there's a couple drips right here. And what happened was, I was using that thing, you know what, doo-doo. I was using that to help reach to the roof so I could start spraying, because I sprayed from the top and worked my way down every time. And the can turned as I was spraying, and it started pulling up on the thing and started just dripping. So I'll have to wet sand that and buff it, which ain't a big deal. I do have a run there I need to buff, so I'll have to clean that up, which is fine. If I have to retouch it, I still have black and I still have clear I can use, which is awesome. But as far as like the overall paint work, you can see it's got some orange peel, but this looks so good. I don't know, I probably sound stupid in my mask. This stuff's pretty nasty, but wow. Wow, look at that. This car has never shined that good. Man, this is crazy. Okay, so, yeah, like I said, we're gonna let it dry for the night, and we'll check on it tomorrow, give it an evaluation, I guess, and see how it really turned out, and how we're gonna proceed with our problematic areas, and then, I don't know, start reassembly. Man, this is, I know I probably look crazy, but this is so dope. Like, this has never looked this good. So, yeah, I'll get back with you guys tomorrow. Alrighty, so as you can see, old girl's out of the garage into the sunlight. Phew. Man, oh man. That looks so good. All right, let's get this thing back in the garage. All right, guys, so you watched this thing get painted, you watched it roll out into the sunlight, and I mean, it looks really good, but I want to be honest with you guys. I want to be as clean cut as I can about everything. This isn't a perfect paint job. There is flaws in it. There's things that I probably could have done better, things that I messed up on, and things that just didn't go exactly according to plan. So again, with, you know, being realistic with everything on this car, yeah, it's just not a perfect paint job. You can definitely get better results from like a professional paint booth with a nice spray gun and whatnot. But I think for what we have into this paint job, just for like the spray paint materials and everything, honestly, the paint and clear, I'm looking at about $200, maybe just under, which isn't bad for an at-home paint job. And, you know, I tried to give this thing the best, you know, overall chance it had, but again, it's not perfect. So like, I'll show you fine examples. So I did have a run that was starting to develop here, but it looks like at some point in the night, some stuff kind of flew up and got stuck to the quarter. So I have to address that. You can see, you can probably barely see it. It looks like there was a run that was just starting. So there's that. Got the drips on the roof from that clear can thingy that y'all seen me curb stomp yesterday. It also looks like a mosquito or something landed on the hatch at some point last night. So that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. But I mean, despite those flaws and bugs, quite literally, don't mind this fender, I just have it sitting on here so it's not on the ground. For what we have into it, I'd say this came out pretty good. I'd say this is a success, you know. Just Rust-Oleum Gloss Black with the Spray Max 2K Clear. It really gave this car the shine it needs. I mean, the paint's always been rough on this car. Granted, it was all originally black, but it was just faded. It had a lot of scratches and whatnot. And the bodywork itself isn't perfect either. There's things I probably could have done better or just actually cared about. But again, keeping with the theme that this car isn't perfect. It was never meant to be perfect. It was just supposed to be the best that it ever has been. It's a car that's going to get driven and used and abused. And, you know, maybe see some track days in the future, which would be awesome. But it's a car that's going to get dinged up and used. So the more you obsess over perfection, the harder it is to attain, in my opinion anyway. So, again, yes, could have got better results elsewhere. But for what we've done and everything we've accomplished, I think this is a great way to wrap up, not the whole restoration, but the major stuff, right? We've done a lot, and it doesn't seem like it through each clip, but through the whole compilation of this whole series so far, I mean, you got to think this car was a shell, right? But this thing was gutted. There was no motor, no trans, no interior, no nothing. It was just an empty shell that we started from scratch with, and this is what we have. We got fresh suspension. We have a gone-through engine. We got a good trans. Rear end's still questionable, but we won't get into that. Fresh paint. I mean, we've done so much with this in such a short time. Some people, it takes years to get to this point. Now, I'm not knocking the guys that, you know, take the extra time and whatnot. Everybody's doing it at their own pace, right? But this is just how I wanted to do it. I didn't want the car to be down for 3 years. I wanted it to be back on its feet in a year. And I feel like we're pretty close to accomplishing that. Now, I know I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself here because there's so many things that we still need to do, such as like getting all the trim repainted and installed and all the little like nuances. Like we got to get new butyl for the quarter windows. I have to find a driver's side sail panel. I'd like to still redo the interior. We got a big majority of it together, but like I still need to restore like the interior panels and whatnot. Got to get this fender painted. We got to get the front bumper painted. I got to get the front valance that I want. I got to restore the OG set of louvers that I found. Yeah, it's just like, just a lot of little stuff, right? But I think for the goal of driving the car by the end of the summer, I still think that's very possible. And I think with this paint job, yes, there could be more to be desired, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think we're doing a great job. So, you know, take this as you will. If you want to do this with your car or if you want to get better results, you know, you can see it firsthand, the results that I got with my prep work and how I decided to go about things. So, without further ado, I'm going to start getting together a game plan here of like what trim I want to start off with, and we'll see what happens. All right, so it's been a few days, so I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been up to on this thing. So as you can see, we got most of the window trim and everything on this side done. So we'll start with what I have basically. So this door, as far as window trim goes and everything, is complete. We have the glass black back in. We got all our run channel weather stripping in, the door jamb weather stripping. Everything's all greased up. Trim came out too bad. You can see I got a little scratch here on the reinstall. Whatever, it is what it is. The mirror, it came out really nice. It's not perfect. You can see there's like pitting in the plastic itself. But, again, not going for perfection here. Just going for a nice clean look. And like you can see, like there's a ding in this trim here. Like, that's, most of it is all the original stuff from the car. But we got new window guide bushings. Everything's greased up and adjusted and whatnot. Even got our little window bumper here with the felt strip on it, just to help keep the window like on track. Door shut's really nice. We got our quarter trim installed here with the glass, sail panel, the drip rail trim. This all came out really nice. I'm really digging the satin black look here. Now, one thing I do want to say for 79 to 86 cars, all you four-eyed guys, if you haven't messed with these, this is definitely something you want to know. So these sail panels here, right, they're just plastic. I cannot stress enough how gentle you need to be on the removal and reinstallation of these, because they're super fragile. This is my driver's side one here, which is basically junk. All these mounting tabs basically snapped off except the bottom two. So literally gently snug. Like, these get super brittle and super fragile, and you got to be careful with them. So if anybody can hook me up with a lead on a driver's side one, that'd be sick. And then to continue on, we got the license plate bulb lenses installed. We got our locks in. Everything works really nice. I'll shut this here for you. Man, shuts really nice. We did start getting some of the stuff installed here. You can see here, got this trim installed. I haven't done this side yet. I don't know why, I've just been kind of lazy. But for the quarter glass reinstallation, I ordered a roll of butyl adhesive so I can reinstall it the way it was from the factory. So I ended up picking this stuff up off Amazon. 3M window weld ribbon sealer. This is 5/16 by 15 feet, and it's more than enough to do both quarter glasses with, which is all you really need as far as butyl goes. Now, I didn't have to change the hatch glass, and I got the windshield professionally replaced because I broke mine, but whatever. But as far as like glass being, I guess, glued into the body of the car, the quarter glass is something you can definitely do at home. Now, a tip for these, because it can be kind of tricky, right? Go inside the car here. You can see there's all these mounting tabs around here that hold them in. They are all made a little bit differently, and there's a specific position that they go in. So the best thing you can do is number them and then take a video or a photo of them so you can remember the order of which you go around the window and basically the position and whatnot. Just so you don't mess this up, because if you put these in the wrong order, your glass won't be held in as it should be. And you can see the wet out from the butyl actually came out really nice. So you want to go just a little bit inboard of the edge of the glass. You don't want it overhanging. That way when the wet out of the butyl sets, it doesn't overhang a bunch and you have a leak. I also made where I met the ends of the butyl here up top, just for if there does for whatever reason end up being a leak in the glass from like that meeting edge where the ends of the butyl meet, it's not at the bottom where it's going to be a problem. It's up here where it's not really going to be an issue. So that was just for my preference, how I wanted to do it. You can do it any way you want, but it's just something you definitely want to note. Another thing, I have both forward quarter side moldings coming, the ones that go here on the front of the quarters. And then I also have a driver's side rearward molding coming, because the forward nut actually started, like that plastic post that comes off the trim actually started trying to break. So I don't want anything broken on this. I want this all to be nice and mint. So I got a new one of those coming. I also have the rubber fuel door bumpers coming, because I don't know where mine went. And they just pop in here into these little holes. But I don't want this gas door slamming on fresh paint. So just to help protect it and keep it original, we'll get the rubber bumpers for those. But yeah, so we've been slowly getting to it. I think what I'm probably going to start doing is probably start messing with the taillights, start getting that stuff together. But yeah, as far as progress goes, we're definitely making progress. I love the way the satin black looks with the gloss black. It's just nice, clean. It's not like murdered out, but it's just like I don't know. It just looks good. It looks mean. So I think once we get everything done and get our graphics kit on the car and everything, the satin with the gloss will be a really complementary combo, and it should work really nicely. But with all that being said, I think I'm going to call it for this video. I just wanted to kind of really show you guys how the paint and everything came out and the whole process for that. So in the next video, I'll probably continuing on with all the trim getting painted and whatnot, getting the taillights done, and keep working our way to the front of the car. So thank you guys for tuning in for this video, and hopefully I see you guys in the next one. Peace.